damage here is really, really bad. And now the people who live over there, where the bridges collapse, you can see them having to go back onto the mainland to buy all their shopping.
And it kind of makes me proud that, to be a Boholano.
And now you see the light. Nothing's wrong, nothing's right. And how would you know when your feet were covered in snow? And I lift my feet from the ground, stronger now. I can fly away. I lift my feet.
So we're about to head to Maribojoc, which was actually one of the worst hit areas during the earthquakes 2 years ago. So it'll be really interesting to see how they've recovered since then.
It's about 30 minutes away from here. We're in Cogon, Tagbilaran. Last time it took us about an hour and a half to get there because all the roads, actually that whole bridge was broken. So we want to see the progress that's been made since it happened.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how it's changed and also how it's affected the people there. So yeah, we feel it's great to go back there and check it out.
Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how the people have overcome it all, because we went there just a few days after the earthquake hit last time. So we just want to see how they're rebuilding and how their lives have changed since the earthquake. So come with us and let's go check it out.
So right now we went on top of the jeepney. As is our custom, if we go to the province, we try our best to get on top of the jeepney because it's fun and it's fast. So yeah, we're still on our way to Maribojoc. It's a beautiful view. I think this is like the palm leaves that we passed when we were in the boat last time.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, because last time we went by boat because all the bridges were under construction because they went down. We're near Maribojoc, I expect. So yeah, we're getting closer.
Get a high one like that.
So at the moment we're looking for the church, the Maribojoc church that we visited last time, which is basically all rubble now. They weren't able to rebuild it, it was completely destroyed. So we're going to try and find it now, see what's there, see if maybe there are a few people around there that we can talk to and ask about it. Yeah, just see what's up and get some perspective on how much the damage of that church has affected the local community. So, yeah.
That's where the church was up there, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
It looks kind of like it's been rebuilt a little bit, Diba, Brian?
Yeah, it actually seems very different just because a lot of it has been rebuilt, which is a good thing, obviously.
It's like the roads are the same, but of course all the buildings are up and rebuilt. Look, they've got a temporary church right now.
Yeah, so it seems like the church isn't there anymore. I think they just, since it was already in ruins, they just took it down. And right now they actually have mass. And they have these tents outside. And they have those chapel chairs, is that what you call them? But yeah, it's just an outdoor church now.
So luckily we were able to bump into Miss Faye, who handled us last time during the time we were here for our show before. So now she's going to help us discover the place again.
5th month, so it's 5 months since you had this all stored.
Gather, clean, make some numbers.
And the thing was 2 years ago, so about a year and a half it took you to get all this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
They were
very
still in
tedious.
rubbles for a year.
Yes.
It's hard work.
I've noticed even like below each of these shells you've got the
pattern.
Yeah, so you know what
the puzzle. We are
It's like
we have to
job.
So you
assemble,
literally
which is
brought
a
them all
part-
together like pieces of a puzzle.
That's
So you,
difficult. We can build the church there. Hopefully, we're waiting for the budget from the national government because we're covered by the National Museum budget.
so this temporary building we're in right now, they've called a laboratory because basically they've gathered as many of the pieces from the rubble together as they could. And they've actually all collected it together so they know what goes where and what's what. So for example here, all the racks on my left, these are all from the ceiling murals, and they've even got pictures underneath each rack so they know where it used to be and what it makes up. So it was a very long and tedious process. It took around a year and a half. So for the last 5 months they've had all this just stacked here, and they're waiting to basically flatten all the pieces carefully so they can put it back together when they finally reconstruct the church. So then on the right side you have pieces of the altar, everything's labelled. And you can imagine how long that took just to gather and put together, and just, you know,
just finding it underneath all the rocks.
Exactly.
It's amazing some of the stuff's still in like whole pieces.
It really is.
Because when we came here it was literally just a pile of big ass rocks, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's amazing what they've already managed to do, but this is still the early stages because they do plan on reconstructing the church. So yeah, it's a long road ahead, but they've already got off to a good start with this.
So right now we're in the church. Well, this is not the church, this is the building beside the church. I think it's where the people stayed. And yeah, it's been devastated. Even 2 years later you can see that they still have a lot to work with here. But it's truly incredible. At least they're working on it now, so you can see there's a lot of construction workers in the area and they're fixing things up. But it's truly amazing.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and grey. Look out on the summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees, the daffodils. You catch the breeze, the winter's chill, and colors on the snowy linen land. And now I understand.
It's completely different from last time.
Yeah.
Devastation, but the church floors survived.
So we're currently on the actual site of the church itself, which when we were here 2 years ago didn't look like this at all because it was basically all rubble. Right now you can see it's actually cleared, and that's because they use local labourers to actually use their hands to remove the rubble and clean it up bit by bit, and it took them around 4 to 5 months to do that. So that's why right now you can actually see some kind of semblance of a church, mainly just the floor, and you can see the bit behind me, and that is that's actually why this place has been able to kind of recover to some extent, because of the local labourers and the people, the local community basically coming together to help out as much as they can and in any way they can. So that's what you're seeing right now. And you can even see some scaffolding around as they start the early stages of the rebuilding process. So as you can see, there's all this scaffolding behind me, and there's a very good reason they're doing that. Basically, all this you can see behind me, this is all original material that was here when the church was still standing. And to preserve some kind of sentimental value for the locals, that, you know, this is still the old church that we know and love, they've used a process called shoring, which means making sure that what's here will stay here, and we won't lose it if there are more shocks or more shakes in the future, so that when they do rebuild the church, there is still something left of the old church, and it will always be the old church. So this is doing a good job of keeping this here for now. Hopefully in the future, when this is complete, it'll look perfect. We were lucky enough to have Miss Faye Henabe. Yeah, she's been working tirelessly just for the restoration of this church. I mean, so tirelessly that she even got sick at one point. And upon recovering, she was straight back to work just for the restoration of this church, because it's been around literally since she was a child. Her whole life she's been coming here. So she's doing everything in her power just to make sure it gets restored and it gets back to its former glory. So it's really good to see. You can see she's just a good-natured person doing it for all the right reasons. And it's an honor to meet someone like that. So yeah, now we're going to go and have church with another person who's doing good for the community and for the church. So we'll see how that goes.
We're gonna have church?
Yeah. Did I say that?
Yeah.
We're gonna have lunch with someone who's doing it for the... Anyway, you
clearly
get the
all
point.
hungry.
Yeah.
So we're going to go meet the priest now. I heard that he does a lot of rebuilding, so we're going to go check out the house that they're rebuilding and have lunch there, hopefully.
This like a little snare and
I thought I held all the cards.
maybe a bit too slow.
I was